Hello, Taurus. It's umomgtarot, and let's do a monthly check-in and see what's going on with you. Let's not give you a theme. Let's see what comes up. All right, and let's go right ahead. Taurus. It's your turn, baby. Your first card is the Moon. All up in your own head, eh? All up in your own head. Your unconscious, sensitive, inner emotions and responses. Pardon me. Pardon moi. Now, the Moon, somebody who's very in their moon energy, pardon me, what the heck's going on? Is very much in like a lot going on internally, and you're not saying it. And how you're feeling is changing very rapidly from hour to hour, is what I would say. And that's not very usual for a Taurus. So you guys may be battling some emotions. Then we have Saturn energy, and this is the part of you that accepts challenge in order to gain wisdom. So it's like you're bouncing back and forth a lot with stuff going on around you. I feel like you're processing things that are happening and knowing that you're gonna have to make a decision or come to some conclusions about things. In other words, learn the moral of the story, learn the deeper lesson, because Saturn is about that, long-term lessons being learned. And it's like kind of like not that you set on a journey to learn a lesson, but it's like an all-encompassing energy of like generational lesson learning, as opposed to like, I learned a lesson today, like an episode, half-hour sitcom or something. It's more like a series evaluation rather than, maybe a season rather than an episodic evaluation. But yeah. Oh, there's some turbulence. We've got that Mars energy, and you know how Mars is. Very, very hot. Chaotic, if you will. So your physical energy, drive, strength, and fighting spirit. You might have to pull that strength from within, like Billy Blank says in those Taibo videos. You gotta search, you gotta push it out of you and fight back. You're gonna have to see a little bit more conflict this month. It feels like there's big lessons being learned. There's conflict. There's upheaval. There's a lot of things you think on the inside that you're not saying out loud. And there's some things you're learning. You're like, oh, I see you. Oh, I see you. Okay? I know you're not a vengeful type. I know you just like to strike very firmly and walk away. You're not Goku. You like to tie up loose ends and get it resolved and done. And that's it. And this is more like you're in your, like, I'm thinking about what the plan is, what the strategy is for me to do. But there's a lot of fire coming out. There's a lot of heat coming my way. So this month is a little tumultuous, if you will, in the themes. Or maybe it's fighting spirit. There's a reason for you to be fighting. You're going to have to put on. You have to put that electrifying energy out there. You're going to have to conjure up the charisma. Right? We got the Queen of Pentacles energy. Queen of the Castle. Some about that role, the Queen of Wands, Queen of Pentacles. So the person who's in charge of the money, that could be your mother, that could be a leader, a supervisor to a manager. This person is not necessarily acting on the up and up with you. Queen of Pentacles, person above you that is in charge of the money, that is maybe in charge of responsibility more than anything. Is not seeing eye to eye with you. There's something that they're not. It starts off on that footing where there's some negative or some slow to act or some type of cause for concern or side eye, questionable energy coming from the Queen of Coins, Queen of Pentacles archetype. You're waiting to see what happens emotionally. You're at a standstill, and there's nothing anyone can say that'll make you feel better. You're just stuck in that place of wondering, feeling unsatisfied, longing for more, emotionally unfulfilled, feeling nervous, just waiting, emotional plateau, okay, and looking away from this person. So it just, again, feels like not seeing eye to eye. It could be a mother-daughter relationship. It could be a boss worker. It could be a compassionate care organization, something where it matters about like where compassion matters, where the feminine qualities of leadership matter. Feminine qualities should be every quality, intrinsic qualities, maybe considerations and satisfaction. Compassion towards resources, you know? Sure, you can have the day off in lieu of that time that we made you work 48 hours in one day. You know, that factor. But some of that is at a standstill, feeling emotionally unfulfilled in that area. Then we have the King of Wands. Did I say King of Wands? Yeah. The King of Wands, fiery energy. There's that line right there. It's giving Leo energy. But also, I just want to know that this person is about that action. So it might be a superior that is holding all the cards, who is making decisions, taking action, and there's something about that fiery energy in the wands that is reminiscent of that Mars energy. There might be conflict, and there might be a power dynamic here. Saturn does give that Capricorn energy, the boss, the leader, the final boss kind of energy. Rule structures. It's like, you know, you could be this amazing 45-year worker in the mailroom and everybody loves you, and then one day the CEO from 3 continents over stops in and goes, I don't like that guy, fire him. And it's like, what? But what about all these? What about my accolades? And it's giving King of Wands just like, I'm coming in and doing whatever it takes. Okay, then we have the Devil, Capricorn energy right there. The Devil, who's at risk for temptation, overindulging, being too cocky, being too arrogant, too confident. The Devil is tempted to do some things that maybe they shouldn't want. And I feel like there's imagery of being shackled to the chains that are connected to the Devil, shackled to the temptation. So it could result in, like, it could mean addiction. People who are just, you know, they have good integrity, good morals. But yeah, they'll transport that bag of like whatever into that of whatever. Yeah, they have good morals, but they're desperate. They need money, or they're desperate. They have a addiction. You know, the things that they would do because of that desperation. Even if they are successful, even if they are in other scenarios, a highly functioning person. So the Devil is about what is that thing that tempts you, that makes you, you know, kind of go under the spell of a full moon, kind of. You just act out of character, warped perception of reality. Something comes over you. Something about this person. Something comes over them. The Devil. They got their hands extended towards you, wanting you to join them. Let's be evil together. Let's make mistakes together. You know, and I think that maybe that has something to do with what you're questioning. You're looking in that direction with the feelings of like wanting to stop, wanting to just stand still, and this person's like, here, take my hand. But you're the Devil though. Why are you? So maybe that's what you've been thinking about. The introspection thing is the conflict of that discipline structure. And Capricorn is the ruler of like business and stuff like that. So it could be like about your professionalism and the conflict that you have within that professionalism when dealing with your feelings, or not being like being emotionally regulated. It could be you dealing with a boss, or, you know, a boss that doesn't understand intuitively and they control your money, or a boss that is hot-headed, so you have to navigate around them, and you're just wondering what is it all for, because you feel very stagnant emotionally, whereas you like to feel emotionally fulfilled in what you do. You like things to be romanticized and a beautiful story. Conflict, sure, but you never want to have to shift your character into something you're not. And the Devil is temptation because he has a hold over you. You're shackled to the Devil. The Devil, you know, it's the pentacle, so it's coins. It's my luxuries, my lifeline, my livelihood, my lifestyle is dependent on this. And so if I'm shackled to the temptation of having to do this thing that I wouldn't normally do, then it's just like I have to, you know. And some of you feel weird about that. You feel emotionally stagnant because of that. And you feel like you're gonna have to do it again. It feels like something that's recurring. It's the Devil, the Saturn. Then we have the Page of Swords. There's deception. There's a false sense of somebody's wearing a false mask. Somebody's tricking you. Somebody's making you believe something that's not true. Somebody's trying to get theirs and then try to deceive you into believing something else while they go steal what's yours, take advantage of what you don't know, or try to judge what you do know, like take over, or what am I saying? Purposely misperceive what you're saying. Maybe spread inconsistent stories or add some sauce on some stories with you. So you just have like a general troublemaker, or a general somebody who has like some sort of issue with you. What is the issue though? What is the issue? What's with the gossip? Page of Swords is about gossip too. So somebody spreading rumors, temptation, Devil. Like this person's trying to bait you into falling out of your character, is what I think. Because Taurus, I think you guys can go off. Oh, you can snap. Oh, you can snap. And this person's trying to bait you into snapping by spreading rumors, gossip, making things come back to you. Wearing a false mask of... I feel like they're wearing a false mask, but I think it's a false mask of confidence. They're very insecure. So that might... Ace of Wands. Yeah, they're trying to do something. Backhandedly, though. They're trying to win by any means. Who is this person? Who is this? Is it a Cancer? Is it a Capricorn? Is it an Aries? Is it a Scorpio? What is it? Page of Cups. It could be water sign. Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. This person's very immature. Very immature. Like, their emotions rule what they do. Completely. They're not emotionally regulated. Or actually, no. Maybe they are, but they're very childish. Very childish. Yeah, Cancer, Scorpio, Pisces. Page of Pentacles. This person is curious. They're nosy. Page of Pentacles, that could be Capricorn, Virgo, or Taurus. They're nosy about maybe your money. Curious about maybe how much you make, how much you paid for that. Where do you get that dress? What gym do you go to? Asking stuff, wanting to know stuff. Don't take the bait. No, you have some like shady people. Don't trust anybody. Don't trust anybody. Anything you say can and will be used against you. Too many shady cards. Seven of Swords, wearing a false mask in the relationship. Someone is just, no. No. Page of Swords, gossip. Page of Pentacles, curious, but you're young, so what you gonna do with that information? Page of Cups, you're emotionally trying to manipulate. What you gonna do with that information? You're being immature. You're being underhanded. You're being weird. Stuff's weird, and I don't like it. I'm trying to do something. You're going out of your way to do stuff is what bothers me. And you're just sitting there on the sidelines with integrity, watching it happen. But again, you're gonna have to put your dukes up, because that's who you are, right? I know you're trying to suppress who you are because you're out there an animal. You could just chomp on somebody's jawbone. And you're like every type of goat, right? A bull, a goat, all them things with horns in the forehead where you can just everyone can get the stepping because you got sharp bones coming out of your forehead. And that's who you are, but you've learned to suppress the beast and function in this society. And then you want to have somebody play in your face and like just try to just straight up lie to you and like just straight up like do stuff when you're like, I'm a peaceful person. I've been at this peaceful thing, but you keep thinking that I don't know war, okay? And you're mistaken, because I don't understand that. You're perceiving something that isn't there. But if you want to perceive it that way, fine. If you want to keep playing, fine. But don't ask me to relax when it goes down. Because at the end of the day, I'm a Taurus, okay? It's taking everything in me. If you deserve it, oh my God. I should be thanking you after you take this tongue lashing. Because I'm a Taurus. I will tear you to shreds. And you know what? I will hold a grudge. I'll tear you to shreds once, never talk to you again, never acknowledge your existence again, never want to hear about you again, never want anything to do with you again, never, make sure nothing you do is associated with me. Nope, not coming. And you're going to play in my face. Okay? You don't know my history. You do not. I'm a Taurus. Okay, you guys are the Taurus, not me, but I'm sorry, I don't know. I wrote you a whole epilogue there. But anyways, so looks like you have a problematic situation here. I'm not gonna lie. Looks like you have some people that you can't trust, so people that you can't trust, so keep your cards close to you. Intuition, maybe some of your things. So just pay attention to the other earth signs around you. If they're not acting right, there's some moral of a story lesson that you're gonna learn later. You're gonna be all like, I knew it. You know, and that makes sense. The long term is the long game that you're going to learn about these people. The long game, what the moral of the story is. King of Wands, somebody's going to do something, and I don't know what it is, but you're waiting for it to happen. You can feel it coming, but somebody's lying, people are lying. There's a risk, a temptation to take the bait and do something that they're trying to bait you into doing. Step out of character, sign over something to something. Some shady shenanigans are happening at the will of this King of Wands energy, Aries, Leo, Sagittarius. And, you know, people, henchmen, Page of Cups, little henchmen doing research, just being nosy, trying to find out things about you, asking weird questions where they're not concerned, but they're curious. And I think it's all in an attempt to do something. And it might be a failed attempt because Ace of Wands is in reverse. Not really kind of getting away with it. But they are lying. They are pretending they're interested for different reasons. They are asking questions. Or are asking other people questions about you. So your name's up in people's mouths. I would recommend you do a shut the up spell of some sort. Go look it up. I will start selling spells like that soon. And yeah, that's your reading. I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. If you'd like a personal reading, check out the description. And if you want to check out my Etsy shop, I got candles, I got fragrances, I got a bunch of stuff. Have a look-sees, and I will see you in the next one. Peace out.